So we're going to talk about creating a meaningful relationship with your prospect, or another word, lead nurturing, which is very important. So this is what we're going to talk about. What is lead nurturing and why it's important to the success of your marketing effort. We're going to go through what are the fundamentals of lead nurturing strategy, and I'm going to share with you 5 steps to creating a lead nurturing that we do. I use that for when I do the lead nurturing campaign, and you can absolutely use that if you want to add another step. In my experience, it's 5 steps are the steps that worked for us, and I'll share that with you. All right, a little bit about me, who am I and why you should be listening to me. I built and sold my 2 service businesses of my own. I am currently owner of my 3rd business, which is a social media marketing agency. We specialize in Facebook, and we help service providers, Facebook and Instagram, and service providers. I am a digital solution advisor at Business Station. This is something I love to do, to be part of the small businesses journey and part of the Business Station team. I am a coffee lover. People call it addiction. Friends say that I'm addicted to coffee, but I'm absolutely fine to have an eye twitch. And some people might go as far as saying I'm hilarious. For example, my mom. So, and she can't. If she thinks you're funny, I've done really well. Please get social with me on LinkedIn or Facebook. I would love to connect with you. All right, let's talk about what is lead nurturing and why is it important to the success of your marketing. So lead nurturing is important because it's your opportunity to provide value to your leads and prospect and helps them grow with your business. So, and leads them to the action you want to take, not unethically. When I say leading them, I don't mean it unethically and misleading people. By providing value and coming from a place of service, you can assist them when they're ready to make a decision to buy a product or buy a services. They will come to you. So as a small business owner, you might be asking yourself, how do I connect with my prospect and turn them into the customers in the most helpful way? We talk about you've got to create valuable content, you've got to connect with your audiences. So we always ask, so this might be your questions, well, how would I connect with my prospect and turn them into the customers in the most helpful way? My friend, your answer is lead nurturing. And that's what the lead nurturing is for, is the process of building relationship with your prospect with the goal of earning their business when they are ready. I have to repeat that. We are earning their business. No one has to buy from us, and we have the right to expect people they have to buy from us. We need to show that we need to earn their trust, not necessarily to trust their business. So and I have to say when they're ready, because this is the thing that we're going to talk about, when they are ready. In practice, lead nurturing is a marketing effort focused on engaging with your lead and sometimes your customers in a way that encourages them to progress towards a specific action. That's what the lead nurturing is. Again, ethically and non-sort of pushy way. So what exactly is lead nurturing? So lead nurturing is the timely, efficient, and targeted approach to connecting with your prospect. And by taking this kind of approach, you can deliver helpful content and you can connect with your audience with the helpful content with the right context. So let's go through them. I'll explain to you what I mean. So the first step is timeliness. You and I, all of us, are consumers, and obviously we're business owners as well. So one problem that business owners, and sometimes me as a marketer, face is finding the right time to connect with our leads. how many of us we get emails that it just doesn't resonate? Is you just think, well, I don't need that. I'm not ready for this yet. So it's one of the problems to make sure that we're finding a right time to connect with our leads. And another problem that your leads face is being contacted in the wrong time. So the timing is very important. And this can be delivered through, obviously, marketing automation. So you might be thinking, okay, so timely, how would I know? Marketing automation. It could be the CRM software. You might have heard it, that it could be a CRM software. So timely is very important. So we need to consider, this is what's important when it comes to lead nurturing. Because timely is very important, I would 100% recommend for you to, if you don't have any CRM platform or any automation software can actually do that for you, have a look around and invest in a platform. It doesn't have to be expensive, but there are plenty. However, it's very important for your business. So timely is very important. Next one, when we're using the marketing automation or CRM, it's not just help you to be timely, but it helps you to be efficient too. So this is so important. That brings us to the second aspect of lead nurturing, which is efficiency. I'm going to share something. HubSpot found that the odds of leads becoming qualified are 20 times greater when they're contacted within 5 minutes versus 30 minutes. So you just can imagine how hard and frustrating that can be if you don't have the tool in your toolbox, in your business toolbox, to make sure you do that, to make sure that you connect. So the moment, you don't necessarily have to call them. However, when they ask you a question, they put the message in through your email, they send you a message, you don't have to be in there. However, you can have tools available to you that you can utilize. And some of them are really cheap, and there are free ones out there as well, that you can connect with them or even acknowledge their request as soon as it's possible. So just imagine 5 minutes versus 30 minutes, because if you think about it, 30 minutes is not that long. So this type of speed is possible through automating tasks, which obviously reducing the time yourself, or if you have a salespeople, well, in some cases, if you're a solopreneur, you are a salesperson, has to spend qualifying and warming up the lead. So this gets the job done for you. It's all about efficiency. The content and the interactions a lead will experience, this prospect will experience through your lead nurturing campaign, or even, let's not even call it campaign, with a lead nurturing plan, lead nurturing strategy will do the heavy lifting to lead you, or if you have a team, to lead you and your team to focus on creating helpful content, connecting with the leads through sales faster, reviewing data to continue optimizing your effort, to make sure, when I say by optimizing your effort, what I mean is you being human, helpful, holistic with your approach towards your audience. Your marketing, so I have to say though, your marketing automation doesn't do the lead generation for you, but it will scale your effort. These tools doesn't do the work for you at the end of the day. It requires us human to human connection and interactions, but it can scale your efforts. It can increase the value you provide to your contacts in a more efficient way. So it's very, very important. Just imagining that 5 minutes make a big difference between connecting them with 5 minutes versus 30 minutes. So this is very important. So we talked about timeliness, we talked about efficiency. These two will bring us to the third aspect of lead nurturing, and that's targeting your leads in the right way. By using lead nurturing efforts, you can tie a series of emails to a specific activity and conversion event. You know how you and I, all of us at some point, have opted into something, have asked for information, have bought an online course or something. So You can tie a series of emails, you can call it emails, or any other activity, tie it to this specific conversion event. And that conversion event doesn't necessarily, by conversions, doesn't necessarily mean someone buying from you. It could be sending you a message. If you, for example, you can get a bot and automation to answer certain questions of your clients if they send you a Facebook Messenger, if they send you a DM. So this is so important for us to consider when it comes to the lead nurturing. So when I mean by targeting your leads in the right way is you can create emails based on the action your leads or your customers take. This shows them that you're aware of their interests and providing them with what they might need next. When connecting with your contacts, with your prospect, and I'm going to go through with your audience as well, you want to be as human as possible. I can guarantee you received emails, you've got something that if you looked at it and you thought, actually, did I ask that question? This doesn't sound like a human sending something to me. So being human is what builds trust. Us connecting with our audiences as humans builds trust. And the trust is what helps you become successful as a business owner, and you become successful in your business. So the successful lead nurturing helps you focus on providing value to your leads by offering them information they need at the right time. This is so, so important. So what is a good lead nurturing? You got to adapt the messaging to stay relevant, and you got to adapt the good lead nurturing adapts the messaging to stay relevant and helps you win new customers faster. It absolutely works. Without any nurturing plan, if we go straight to selling, I can guarantee you it will not work. All of us at some point, like it happens a lot in LinkedIn, there's a lot of emails come through that is just go straight into selling. It doesn't work. You've got to adapt your message to stay relevant and be relevant to what they need. Good lead nurturing helps you keep up the conversation with your contact. This is so important. And it helps you continue to connect even after they become the customer. I'm going to go through where the lead nurturing goes. It's not just for the prospect. It absolutely applies even when people become your clients. Nurturing those people, nurturing your audience, it never stops. One thing that always comes to me is people are so worried about followers. They want followers. We want Facebook followers. I want Instagram followers. I want this many followers. I want you to look at every single follower as a customer, as a potential client. Even if you have one, you have to look at that person and value that person's time and appreciate that person's time and provide content, regardless of if you have one, if you have 10, 100,000, million. It's so important. We need to concentrate on this. So you provide this value to your customers and they give you value in return, helping you grow your business. This is where you see success with your lead nurturing. You step back and you see, how can I help these people? How can I provide? How could I nurture them? Come from a place of service. And this is where you see success. To be honest, it's the best of both worlds. It's a growth for your leads. You help them. And it's absolutely growth for you and your business. And that's what we want, right? We want to help people. But at the end of the day, we do want to generate revenue and income for ourselves as well. So I'm going to talk about what are the fundamentals of lead nurturing. I'm just going to come back here to make sure that I've got everybody. I can see Janine and Judy. So you're still with me? Judy, you still with me? That's all good. All right, perfect. We'll just continue now. Okay, so let's talk about what are the fundamentals of lead nurturing strategy. So, the reason the lead nurturing strategy is important is because your lead nurturing strategy will be the foundation. You build successful lead nurturing campaign from. Knowing what you need to do before you map out your campaign will help you develop a clear path for you, if you have a team, for your team to create a campaign that adds value to your leads and customers. And knowing what you want your campaign to do, if you are getting someone else, if you're getting agency, or if you're outsourcing your lead nurturing strategy, lead nurturing campaign, it absolutely helps them too, because they are clear as to what you want. The clearer we are with what the customers want from an agency point of view, it's a smoother, the better it is, we can create a better lead nurturing campaign. So it's very important. That's the fundamental of your lead nurturing campaign. I want to share something with you. When it comes to lead nurturing, if you think we only can do one lead or one email and we're going to sell, this is not true. So as per, again, HubSpot, I've done a study, it takes around 6 to 8 touches to generate a viable sales lead. They're not even want to be a customer yet. They're not even customers yet. It takes about 6 to 8 times in order for them to become a viable sales lead. So that's the 6 to 8 piece of content that your lead interacts with before they are a sale, before they are qualified leads. And when you're building a strategy to turn your leads into the sales qualified leads, you'll be using conversion to get them there, right? You need to have campaign, and you need to have that to get them when they're ready. So this is where your marketing automation software comes in, and this is your marketing automation software and your conversation, which includes things like your emails, live chat, Facebook Messenger, and social. The social posts that you create, the reason that a lot of times we say you need to be posting content, valuable content, because that social post you create will work together to fuel your lead nurturing strategy. You know that 6 to 8 content, that social post you're creating, you create the valuable content you're creating, that is part of this. Your Facebook Messenger, when you get back to them, that is part of your lead nurturing process. So armed with your marketing software, obviously, this is very important. I cannot express in the era that everyone being online, you can absolutely 100% rest assured that you need it. Again, it doesn't have to be, there's plenty out there. You've got HubSpot, you've got MailChimp. MailChimp got the free one. HubSpot got the free one that you can absolutely use. So it doesn't have to be something that you have to invest in, but it's very important because there needs to be time. So there are 3 elements. In order for your lead nurturing strategy to be successful, there's 3 elements. Number 1, your contact management. Number 2, we got to set the second element is segmentation. Third element is the buyer's journey, where they are in the journey, and they come together. So let's look at each of these elements. Number 1, okay, so number 1, as the name suggests, is contact management. It's managing your contact. You also, again, I've repeated that, you also might know this as an acronym, CRM, which is Customer Relation Management. So this customer relation management and contact management includes everything from having a program that helps you create a contact database, which is the simplest way you can start with, to maintaining that database properly. So it's so important that you have that somewhere, because your contacts are the part of your marketing and sales strategy. My bread and butter comes from Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn advertising. However, I always recommend that these platforms are owned by someone else. At any time, LinkedIn can change something. At any time, Facebook can, well, they do that all the time. They can change something. However, when you have these platforms that you're managing the database, you're keeping them somewhere, it helps you to be in contact with them. So at any time, if Facebook changes their mind and say, no, you have to pay to have a page now, you have to pay to have a group now, and otherwise you don't have access to any of these people, you have that database for you available. So so one of the things is obviously is very important who your audiences is, because we're going to get to the second one, which is the segmentation. So this is very important to have a database, because then we can move to the segmentation. Again, once you have your contact management sorted, whatever you use, as long as it's not spreadsheet, as long as it's automated, something that we can absolutely automate, you can move into the second element of the lead nurturing, which is segmentation. So again, segmentation is exactly what the name suggests, is to segment your prospect or segment your client as they are in their journey with you, or in their sales, in your sales funnel, or in the customer part. Because you could have, they might be interested, if let's say they might be interested in one of your products. You don't want to be, if you have different services and products, you don't want to be bombarding them with stuff that they're not interested. So, or they might have bought something, they bought one of your services, but you have other services that can complement. You don't want to bombard them with the products or services that they already buy. We want to talk about other products and other services that can actually complement. So lead nurturing is that happy marriage between content and the context, and segmentation is how you provide that context, because you segment them as to prospect who are interested in this service, client who bought this service, however we think they will benefit if they have this product as well as what they actually use. So it's very important, segmentation, because you're providing, remember I said providing timely content with the context. This is obviously where it helps. After you have both of your contact management in place, and then you segment them, you can move into the last element of effective lead nurturing, and that's your buyer journey. So this is where you define the different audience that you send email to or create your social media content for. When defining your different audiences, you want to look at two things: your customer avatar and where they are in their journey. As in, when I say where they are in their journey, what I mean by that is sometimes something happens that sparks an interest. It could be we're just thinking about it. We're not ready to buy it, because there's a lot of services out there. We don't get up in the morning and say, I want to buy it in an hour. We do research. We do, we've done I've read somewhere that even if you're going to sell sunglasses for $50, people still look around. People still go and check other places to see if they can compare it. It's not, we don't just jump in. So it's so important to understand who they are and where they are in their buyer's journey. It's very important, and that's part of the 3 elements of your strategy. So 3 elements that for the success, for the 4 elements of lead nurturing strategy, you need to make sure you have content management and contact management in place. Using that, we need to segment them, and then we need to understand where they are in the journey. All right, so now that we've gone through that, I want to share my 5 steps of creating lead nurturing campaign for you. I think I've got it wrong. This doesn't look like campaign. This is wrong. Okay, so 5 steps to creating lead nurturing campaign. This is what we use. We set goals, we select our customer avatar, we create the content, we identify timeline, and then we measure and improve. Okay, so number 1, setting goals. You have to set goals. You got to determine what you want to accomplish is the first step, because without the goal, how would you know if you've been successful or not? So goal without a plan, obviously, is just a wish. So this is why it's so important to create a big picture strategy for your lead nurturing campaign. By identifying the goal for your lead nurturing campaign, you can answer the question. This is the important question. What actions my contacts taking that I need to target? This is what I want you to think about. So we are going to think about, we're going to have a goal, right? So the question, knowing what we want to achieve, what actions are my contacts taking that I need to target? So that's the goal. That's the question we need to ask yourself. So after we define that goal, you need to know who the contacts are that will be going through your lead nurturing campaign. This is where your customer avatar comes in. Knowing, they call them customer personas, customer avatar. Who is it? Who is your ideal customer? So the customer avatar, again, is a semi-fictional representation of your ideal client based on your, if you already in business, based on your available data, some educated guesses, and obviously, hopefully you have interviewed some of your audiences. So we set the goal. This is what we're going to do. Now we're going to select which customer we're going to do this. That leads us to the next step of creating your lead nurturing campaign, which is the content part of it. We've set a goal, what we want to do. We're selected, we're trying to, whatever we want to do. We want to build awareness for these people, or we want to help them to consider our brand. We want them to learn about how our services can actually help them. So now we know, let's say we're going to create time to create content for them. The idea behind the lead nurturing is to nurture lead through the funnel first, to make them more educated and more ready to buy. Instead of pitching all the time your products and your services as the greatest thing ever, I'm sure it is, but you should first offer value. We are moving away from a direct selling. We have changed so much when we buy. And as small business, we need to adapt to how people purchase. And they want to see value. They want to see if you have the right solution for their problem, for their challenge, for what they need. And how they get there is when you're providing value to them. So once you have your content outline, you've identified areas to repurpose the content if you need to, you can move into the next step of your lead nurturing campaign, which is identifying the timeline in which you're sending it. So remember, one of the most beneficial aspects of lead nurturing is its timing. This step is creating your lead nurturing campaign. It's crucial. We need to know where they are in their journey. Last piece is measuring and improving. You've got to know where to measure, what works, if the email's opened. You must have heard A/B testing. So the reason that people talk about A/B testing is because you want to test to see what works, what doesn't. We never ever send one email and hope for the best. We send different emails, different headlines. You test it out to make sure what's the one it actually resonates. Because you've got to remember, you and I are exactly the same with our customers, is we get a lot of emails and some of them are rubbish. So we don't want to be part of the rubbish. We don't want to be the one that the amount of time that I've selected emails to be junk and spam. We don't want to be there. Okay, so this is very important. So measuring and improving is very important. Hopefully we're starting from providing value rather than just sending cold emails to people and to our audience. So how do you know? So one of the things I want you to remember is the nurturing doesn't stop just because lead becomes our customers. You can absolutely nurture every stage. You delight your audience, you nurture your audience, regardless if they bought from you or they haven't bought from you yet. So when it comes to nurturing your leads, where would you nurture? How the nurturing starts. So after when the first conversion happens, after when they make the first contact with you And it doesn't, I don't mean monitoring, it could be the simple tagging someone, simple sharing of your post. It could be so simple. That nurturing, the moment someone tag their friend or share your product or service, that is where your nurturing starts, because that's still a conversion. That share is a conversion. That comment, tagging someone, that's the conversion. So as soon as that happens, your conversion process starts. After they downloaded the content, an offer that you had, you're opting. After they subscribe to your blog, we cannot forget the amount of time that I see small business owners, they don't use the tools that's available to us. People opt into their newsletters and it just sits there. Crickets. We cannot do that. These people, they're giving us, they believe that we can provide value, and they're giving us their email addresses. It means they put their hand up, they want to hear from us. So it's very, very important for us to have that plan and start nurturing our leads. After they request the trial demo, obviously this is very important, or any re-engagement, your lead nurturing absolutely starts. So these are your leads, right? The next one, nurturing your new client. So your nurturing doesn't stop just because they become a client. Your continuous support of that person, if you can afford, if you can have someone who help you, if you have a team of people that can dedicate to the support of that or the client when they come in. It's very important, because when the new customer comes in, they don't know much about you, they don't know how you work. It's very important for us to be there and nurture them. So doing onboarding is very important to nurture. If you products and services, education, if you're going to do, if there's a new product, then you absolutely want to spend time with them. Support resources, they're very, very important support resources. And pro service recommendation. For example, if there's something else that you can absolutely recommend, that it can make their life easier, it can actually help them to achieve the goal they want. So it's very important. The next one is your existing customers. You have to get existing customers, that they're already customers that buy from you. We cannot forget about them. The cheapest way for you to increase business in your business, to increase the revenue in your business, is when you build that relationship and you still nurture your existing clients, even if they pay you for probably they've been your client for the past a year, 2 or 10 years. It's so important for you. Usually when we can ask for referral, we can get them re-engaged. Sometimes we have, I suggest to business owners that have the engagement email marketing campaign in place. Send them an email, get them engaged. Feedback initiatives, that's very important, or if you want a renewal. So this is very important, and it's really, really helps. All right, my friend, that's it for our lead nurturing campaign. And why is it important? And I shared my 5-step that I use to create the lead nurturing with goals. Where are we going? So one super. So setting goals, selecting your customer avatar, creating content, identifying timeline, and measuring and improving. All right, my friends. Okay, so hopefully, Jenny and Judy, I hope you're not sleeping. And do you have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing so I can get back to you. Any questions? Can you hear me? All right, so if you don't have any questions, which I'm guessing you don't, and I hope I wasn't that boring. You've fallen asleep. But thank you, ladies. Thank you for being with me. Oh, yes, Judy. We have a raise again. Yay! Judy, do you have a question? If you can, you just have to unmute. You can speak it if you're in the office. You can go into the chat. Oh. I can't hear you. Yes, I do post on Facebook and pay for ads. Yes. And what happens then? So when you do an ad, what happens after when they come through? That's the lead nurturing part of it. So when we're creating an ad, for example, if we want them to opt into something and they come through, we cannot stop. So do you have an email campaign that you send to these people? I don't know why I can't hear you. So strange. It says you're on mute, but I can't hear you. You don't have, oh my, you don't send them emails when they, so what's the, actually no, tell me what's the goal of the app? Judy, my dear, are you, I just can't hear you. I don't know what's happening. To get more business, I do post a photo of business card. Whose business card? Your business card. Having trouble with the mic. Okay. Judy, are you part of the digital solution? Yes. Land design. Where are you? Who is your who's your contact? Let me see if I can find a no, I mean the digital solution program. So you said are you part of the digital, did you know about the digital solution program? Because what I can do is yes, you are. Okay. So who is your first contact in Business Station? Who is sort of your case manager or your coach? What was your first session was with whom? Let me have a look, Judy, see if I can find. Okay, so okay, Jared was the first person. Okay, perfect, perfect. That's really good. Have you had your 3 sessions? Or I might have to use my phone next time. Okay. What I would suggest is what was the reason that you in the lead nurturing? Did you have, what was the reason Jared recommended for you to be in this workshop? Is it because you're not converting? Okay, learning social media. So, all right, not a problem. So what I would suggest is if you can, The only thing is I can't see who's your next session is with. Do you know who's your next session is with? Are you with me? Are you coming? So what I would definitely suggest is for your next session, spend time Bullant's design. Let me have a look. Or Bullant or Bullet design? Bullant. Is that coming? What I would suggest is, Judy, to learn about social media, definitely see if you can have a one-on-one with someone. Jared is good to help you with social stuff as well. However, if you want to have a one-on-one with someone like myself or Victoria or Liam is another one. There's a lot of qualified people in the business station would love to assist you. And if you can have a one-on-one to discuss social media, have your questions ready. So when you have a one-on-one with this expert, they can answer your question. This lead nurturing is very important. However, you need to have your first stage sorted. So the first stage will be you're continuously posting and you have advertising plan in place. Am I making sense? All right, perfect. So just go back to Jared and he will be able to help you with social as well. If he's busy, plenty of us would love to assist you. So see if you can come through to us in your second session or third session. Okay, not a problem. Janine, are you good? We haven't heard from you. Just want to make sure that you're okay. Do you have any questions? Am I pronouncing your name right? I hope I'm saying it right. All right, Judy, make sure you attend some of the workshops to do specifically with Facebook and Instagram, the specialized one. And then this lead nurturing will make sense. But yeah, go back to Jared and see if we can see you or have a one-on-one with a social media person. All right, Judy, thank you so much for your time, Janine. If you don't have any questions, I am going to say goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Yeah, no worries. Thanks, ladies. Bye for now.